Greetings, Earthlings! Here I am in actual Colorado with actual Lauren, looking like she does in all her videos. Doesn't she look the same in person? Which I suppose this is not in person for you guys, but the first thing I saw when I met her was, you look the same in person, but I digress. I've been lazy about making a video this week. I meant to make one, like, of my flying solo trip and everything, but then I was like, oh, everyone will think that's weird. Oh my gosh, there's a cat over there. It's cute. Sorry. So easily distracted. It's like a little orange and it's coming in. It really wants to be famous. Anyway, but I was afraid that other people on the plane wouldn't really like that, so I didn't. Don't let it claw me. I didn't decide to film it either in the airport or on the plane. I had an interesting flight. I thought nobody was going to talk to me because everyone told me no one was going to talk to me, but and then when I got my seatmate, it was just this like sort of this tall, bald dude who just sat down next to me, and I was like, well, this guy's not going to talk to me. He doesn't really look like he's into it. And then, oh, it's rubbing on me. Oh, fuzzy. We took off, and he, like, didn't say anything to me. I didn't say anything to the other guy who was way on the other side. We took off, and I guess I made this sound as the plane was going up, like, or something, because after, after we, oh, careful with the teeth, honey. He was like, is this your first time flying? And I'm like, no, but it's my first time flying alone. And he's like, oh, ow, 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 oh, stop biting, my gosh. That hurt.
Go back to your house.
That's dangerous. Whatever. Anyway, I was just bit by a cat, so the cause of my death may have been on camera. I feel like she was just rubbing her teeth on me. But you have to be careful because cats have saliva and that's not good for humans to get in their skin. Anyway, she's coming back. I'm a failure at my life. I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm just gonna worry about it for the rest of the day. So I started talking to him because I guess he was like, he felt bad for me that I was like flying alone and I was anxious. So he's like, okay, I'll talk to you. And then I just talked his ear off for like 2 hours of the flight, which is like half the flight or even more. Because it turned out that it was a little shorter than it was supposed to be because the headwinds were really good. And even when we got on the plane, they were like, oh, we're gonna get there like half an hour early. And I was like, yes! It still felt like too long. And I'm sure it felt super long to that dude because like halfway through me talking to him, he just like ordered 2 beers and was sitting there like just knocking those back. I was like, I've driven a man to drink. So yeah, so far I've driven a man to drink. When we finally landed, I praise the Lord that this guy knew where we were going because he'd flown to Denver like 4 times already. And he knew where the train was to get to baggage claim because if I hadn't followed him, I would still be in the Denver airport right now. Lauren would have just given up. She would have been like, Rose punked me. She didn't really come. She just said she was going to come. She wanted me to drive to Denver for nothing. And she would have just gone home and I would have just been wandering in circles up there like, please help me, somebody, till my flight next week. But yeah, I got on the right train. I got out there and then, yeah, it's been a good time. I went to my first actual church wedding. I went to my first graduation of any sort. I went to church here, which wasn't my first time going to church here. Well, to here, yeah, technically. Church had refreshments. That was bomb. And I had to wear, well, actually, should you tell the story about how I had to wear 2 dresses on top of each other? Because I was going to say, Lauren's now going to give her opinion on my visit. Totally unbiased. I'm not threatening her with anything underneath this camera. I won't show you whether or not that's true.
Okay, so it's been fun, but we had to teach Rose a few things about how we dress and that we can't always talk during weddings. And to graduation and to church, because we had to wear like church clothes, she borrowed one of my dresses and then I mean, do you want me to tell like the whole thing?
Might as well.
Okay, and then she was like, wait, can you read my underwear through this dress? And I'm like, yeah, you can. Do you want to wear a slip? And she's like, what's a slip?
Okay, to clarify, I had worn a slip before and I remembered it when I was a really little kid, but when she was saying that, I was like, wait, what? I have to do what?
And then I was like, see, it's this thing, and I showed her because I was wearing one, and then I'm like, yeah, it makes it so that you can't see your underwear through your dress. And she's like, do I have to? It's like wearing a skirt under a skirt.
Well, actually, what I said was, I was like, you're wearing a dress under your dress. And she's like, yeah, you want one? And I was like,
she's like, Do I have to?
I'm pouring through my suitcase like, do I have any underwear with nothing written on the backside? And I did, but it had a huge loud pattern on it. So I was like, that's not gonna work. So yeah, that's how I failed at that. And then I just went around telling everybody, which in hindsight, I realized I shouldn't have done because I was just basically telling them I had underwear with stuff written on it instead of showing them. But it was so funny that I just sulked for like 15 minutes. I was like, I'm wearing a skirt on top of a skirt.
Yeah, it was super awkward when she told that story to one person. She was like, you didn't have to mention that.
But it was funny, and I hated wearing 2 skirts. I don't remember why I mentioned it. It was because something else led into it, but yeah. Also, the little dudes fell over in the storm yesterday. So I got to see a massive hailstorm yesterday. I don't know how many of you guys saw that on Snapchat. Some of my followers overlap and don't, but yeah, that was impressive. I held a hail. I will only call it a hail. And I finally got acclimated to the air, so I will probably stop telling people stories I shouldn't tell them because I won't be so high on the lack of sleep. Because, just to give a little review on this state, as I've done when I've gone to other states and, like, given a review. I used to compare the states to New Hampshire, but I guess now I live in New York, we're going to compare it to New York and say that the elevation of Clinton, New York is like 600 feet above sea level. The cat is back. Whereas the elevation of Greeley is like 4,600 feet. So it's hard to sleep the first 2 nights because you can't breathe, and so you can't relax. And so I'm just on this constant hyperdrive of can't breathe, can't relax, can't sleep. And last night I actually slept for a while, so I don't know why I'm still talking so hyperly. It's part of my internet persona, so I have to. If you put your teeth on me one more time, I swear, as Fluffy goes to the dog food factory. Ow!
Oliver, go.
That's it. Dog food time. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys what I know about dog food and cats, but sometimes they wind up in. Oh, no. Why did she put her teeth on me? I don't understand that.
It's a love thing. Some cats do that.
Oh, a love thing. Do you hear that? Yeah, just to close this off, that reminds me of a fun memory from the wedding that was traumatic. I was really proud of the couple for not kissing in front of us because that was kind of awesome in like the actual ceremony. Because that's how I would do it. Okay, the cat's back, so we're gonna leave in a second. Just to finish, they didn't kiss during the ceremony, but they all bit the same piece of cake afterwards at the reception. Like literally, they would bite it and then they put the rest of the cake in the other person's mouth and just exchanged like spit so hard in front of everyone. I've never seen anybody do that at a wedding, even though I've only been to a couple of other ones, and it was traumatic to me. So yeah, some good stuff, some bad stuff. Finally getting used to the air. I'll probably make another video later on in the week if anything else interesting happens. But the cat is like getting really mad. So bye.